Welcome to the options module by the optionschool.in. In this module, we will be talking about what do you mean by a call option. As we all know, there are two kinds of options. One is known as a call option and other is known as a put option. Now in this video, we will try to learn what is a call option. For learning what is a call option, let me give you a very simple example. A call is a right to buy. Let's say today is 1st January and there is a person known as Mr. A, right? Now Mr. A wants to buy a house. So Mr. A goes to a builder and paid rupees 1 lakh to the builder and booked a house worth rupees 50 lakhs to be purchased on 30th March, that is 3 months from now, by making a balance payment. Now something happens in that area and worth of house on 30th March is only 30 lakhs. What will Mr. A do now? Mr. A will have two options now. The first option with Mr. A is that okay, he can make the balance payment and buy the house. In this option, if he makes the balance payment of 50 lakh rupees and buy the house, that means he is going to lose 20 lakh rupees because the worth of the house today is only 30 lakhs. The other option with Mr. A is that let his 1 lakh be foregone and he buys a similar house at rupees 30 lakhs. So obvious choice for Mr. A is choice number 2. In choice number 2, he will let his 1 lakh go and he will buy a house in 30 lakhs and thus spending 31 lakhs in the whole transaction, saving 19 lakhs. There can be another scenario also. In the next scenario, let us say the price of the house is 70 lakhs. Now Mr. A will immediately come and buy the house by making the balance payment of 50 lakhs and thus making a profit of 20 lakhs. Builder is now making a loss of 20 lakhs because he could have sold that house in 70 lakhs which he has to sell to Mr. A in 50 lakhs. He cannot refuse to sell the property to Mr. A. Now why he cannot refuse to sell the property to Mr. A, that is very interesting to understand. Let us understand that. Now Mr. A has given 1 lakh rupees to the builder. In any transaction, the person who is making a payment is a buyer, is a customer. So as far as house is concerned, yes, Mr. A is the buyer, builder is the seller. But since Mr. A has given a payment to builder, there is another thing which he has purchased. He has purchased a right to buy the house. He is the buyer of the right also because he has made 1 lakh rupees payment. What right he has purchased? Mr. A has purchased right to buy the house in 50 lakhs on 30th of March. Since builder has accepted 1 lakh rupees, he has sold this right to Mr. A. Right? Now Mr. A will decide whether he uses his right or not. If this right is beneficial to him, he will use this right and buy the house. But if this right is not beneficial to him, he will not use this right and let his 1 lakh rupees go and will not buy the house. So Mr. A will decide whether he wants to exercise or whether he do not want to exercise the right which he has purchased by making a payment of 1 lakh rupees. This 1 lakh is maximum what Mr. A can lose, but he can gain anything. The property value can become 70 lakhs, it can become 80 lakhs, it can become anything. So if we try to understand, a call option is an option granting the right to the buyer of the option. In our case, Mr. A is the buyer of the option because he has paid 1 lakh rupees to buy the underlying asset. Always there will be an underlying asset. So in our example, the underlying asset is the house which Mr. A is buying by a specific day. There is a fixed day by which this transaction needs to be completed. This is known as expiry day at an agreed upon price. The agreed upon price is 50 lakhs. So if we see, there are 4 things in any call option contract. There is a right to the buyer. There is always an underlying asset. There is always a fixed date by which the contract will expire, and there is always the fixed price at which they have agreed to do the transaction. Right? This is a call option, and but there is no obligation on part of Mr. A if he doesn't want to buy this call option. Seller has granted this right to the buyer of the option. Now the person who has right to buy the underlying asset is known as buyer of the call option. The price at which the buyer has the right to buy the asset is known as strike price. In our case, the strike price will be 50 lakhs. Since the buyer of the call option has the right to buy the underlying asset, he will exercise his right if and only if the price of underlying asset in the market is more than the strike price on or before the expiry day. The buyer of the call option does not have any obligation to buy if he does not want to buy the call option. The same example we can take forward towards stock markets to understand any call option, right? In any call option, there will be a strike price, there will be a price at which the call is trading, and there will be expiry day, and there will be an underlying asset also. For more details, see our next video or visit to www.theoptionschool.in for joining our complete workshops. You can also write to us at info@theoptionschool.in, or you can contact us at 958-285-3463. Thank you.